Trump tops the ABC News poll with 38% as we take a look at the monthly polls here. 38% of Republicans and GOP-leaning independents backing him, a full 23 points ahead of his closest rival, Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
ACT prep coach is behind bars accused of having sex with a student. In business news, bad news for workers at eBay. Big layoffs are coming. Okay, KTBS 3 first brought you this developing story yesterday. Growing concern over the method of open tray burning to destroy hazardous waste and why it's still being used across the state. A citizen-led movement is gaining steam, and at least one local lawmaker is working to make open burning illegal in Louisiana. The Clean Harbors facility in Grant Parish, about 100 miles southeast of Natchitoches, uses this method to destroy explosives and other materials. But opponents say the Camp Minden saga proved there are safe alternatives.
Everybody's an environmentalist if...
Now, Clean Harbors says they operate in accordance with the permit issued to them by the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. You can find much more about this at ktbs.com. Yeah, that's right. Trump has his best showing yet in a new poll out from ABC and the Washington Post. The billionaire candidate is drawing support for his proposed ban on Muslim travel to the U.S. and his business credential. Trump tops the ABC News poll with 38% as we take a look at the monthly polls here. 38% of Republicans and GOP-leaning independents backing him, a full 23 points ahead of his closest rival, Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Now, Trump has jumped 6 points from last month. As we take a look at whether who's honest and trustworthy, Trump showed gains in every category with voters. That put him right up there with Ben Carson in that trustworthiness scale, especially when it comes to handling terrorism. Their faith in him went up 8 points to 23% since the last survey was done. And as we look at who is the strongest leader, well, Trump's willingness to buck the so-called political correctness puts him above the field with voters when it comes to who they think is the strongest leader. That number, 54%, up 7 points from last month. And lastly, who has the best chance of winning here? Trump is the candidate GOP voters think has that best chance of winning next November. 47%, that number up 9% from last month. And of course, Alana, with that said, in every instance, one thing voters like is Trump's outsider status. The Los Angeles Unified School District took the rare move of canceling classes and closing all schools Tuesday after receiving an email threat. New York authorities said they received a similar threat, but downplayed the seriousness. Steve Nannis has this report.
Yeah, Craig, Quick Shop and police are putting out a $25,000 reward, and they're spreading the word with a poster. So we wanted to get in and help too, so we spread the word out to as many people as we possibly could. A shrine grows outside the Quick Shop convenience store where robbers shot and killed a 42-year-old clerk. Awareness is growing too.
You know, there's a flyer. They got a flyer up here. And have you seen these pictures yet?
Yeah, I see them on TV.
Police are distributing a reward poster with pictures of the two murder suspects citywide. And they're asking businesses and residents to take a good look.
Were you aware of what happened here not too long ago? Did you get one of these flyers?
No.
We found some neighbors who didn't know about the $25,000 reward or the posters. We handed out a number of flyers to people who said they planned to show them to friends, put them up at work.
Laura was a friend of mine, you know.
Really?
Jesse Wilson put the flyer up in his auto dealership window as soon as we gave him one.
People are so heartless like this man that would go and snuff somebody's life out like that.
This is an old high school picture of the clerk. Her name, Laura Pierce. And these are the pictures of the two people police say took her life. Now, even though you can't really see who these guys are that committed this robbery and murder, the people that I spoke to around here think that these posters will still help catch a killer.
People talk too much, you know. Sooner or later, they'll find out who did it. It's just a matter of them running their mouth.
Now, police aren't stopping at these posters. They plan to put up billboards announcing this too with the same pictures. Now, if you'd like to download a poster yourself, go to action3news.com, click on this story, and there you will find a link. Reporting live, Devon Patton, Action 3 News.
As cities and towns along the Gulf Coast brace for Isaac's impact, Lexington volunteers are mobilizing to provide disaster relief.
A little nervous, anxious. This is my first time.
We were there as Ron Shipman kissed his wife goodbye before taking off for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. a rallying point for hundreds of volunteers set to do battle with problems Isaac brings. Shipman is a food specialist and hopes to cure any hunger pains.
Used to be an executive chef and got out of that, so I know how to cook, so I'm going to go down and cook some food for these people. So I can't cook Cajun food, but I'm going to do what the best I can.
I'm inside an IRV, an emergency response vehicle here in Lexington. Right now it's on an alert list because there's a good chance it'll be needed when the storm makes landfall. And if it goes, you better believe it'll be full of food and supplies.
We don't know if it'll be leaving or when it'll be leaving, but we do have it ready.
This Red Cross Bluegrass director was actually worried about his family members who live near the Gulf Coast.
They've decided to head to higher ground for the time being, and so we're glad they'll be safe.
He feels better now, but knows that if they or others need help, Red Cross volunteers like Shipman will be there.